Hello, good morning, afternoon, evening. So I have 3 examples here, and these are like what you're going to practice in your form. So please watch this. Well, obviously you are, before starting. So the first one is quadratic, and the quadratic is, remember, when we have a parabola, and so usually there's 2 solutions. Not always, but usually. Okay, so I'm just changing my colors real quick. All right, so for a quadratic, I'm going to follow SADMAP. So I'm going to write that, follow SADMAP. And remember that that's subtraction or minus, or addition rather, division, multiplication, and then an exponent. So exponent. And then parentheses would be last. Okay, so for quadratic, I'm looking for SADMAP, right? So I'm looking for plus or minus. I see a plus, so I'm going to undo the plus with a subtraction. So minus 9 on both sides. And hopefully that is more and more feeling normal for you. Okay, great. And so I have a little square here happening, right? So I have that exponent. And so the parentheses go with that square. So I can't distribute the 4. So instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to look here. So I just did my plus or minus. I'm going to check for division or multiplication. So that 4 in front of the parentheses is like times. So I'm going to divide the 4 out. So that is 1. It's back again. So I still have my parentheses. I still have my square. And then here I have it now. So x minus 2 squared equals 4. So I just did my division or multiplication. So now I'm going to check for an exponent. I have an exponent, right? And so I'm going to undo that with the square root. So here's the square root. That's going to be important for our last slide here. So this drops down. And then here's where I have the plus or minus 4. So remember that I have a little parabola. All right, and then I sort of have to like restart SADMAP. So I have x minus 2 equals positive 4. We'll do the plus. And then don't forget the negative. X minus 2 equals negative 4. So if I solve for both, let's do plus 2 on both equations for sake of time. I have x equals 6. And for this one, I have x equals negative 2. So I have 2 solutions. So let's pretend that this is 6 and this is negative 2. I have 2 solutions. Okay. So here, maybe I'll write divide by 4 because that's what I did. And then this one was subtract 9, right? Okay, awesome. Next. So this is a rational equation. It sounds like irrational, which means it's a fraction. So I'm going to write that over here, fraction. And remember that a fraction means division. And we undo division with multiplication. So really it's okay. So I'm going to rewrite SADMAP here. All right, so the first thing I'm looking for is plus or minus. I have a plus, but it's sort of like stuck in there. So I can't touch that yet. So I don't have any of that. And then I'm looking for division or multiplication. I have a fraction, which means division. So I have this step. So this divided by 3, I want to undo. Something that we talked about in class in another period is that 6 and 3 have a relationship. Oops, I don't want that. I want a pen. 6 and 3 are related, right? They're siblings. So if I multiply by 6, I can clear both fractions. If I were only to multiply by 3, I would still have something, I would still have like part of my, part of this fraction still hanging out. So I want to sort of clear it in one step. So I'm going to show that. So I'm going to show if I'm dividing by 3, on one side, if I cleared that with a 3, I would still have my 6. So I'm talking about the 6 down here. Oops, I'm talking about the 6 down here. I'll do it in pink. So I want to multiply by 6. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 6. What happens is that this 6 and this 3, so like this 6 and this 3, are going to have a relationship. They have a relationship of 2. I know. So here, or maybe I'll just do it long way out. So 6 times 4 is 24 plus 6x, right? So if I distribute it, still divided by 3 equals 30 divided by 6, right? And so like this is just 5 because 6 divided by 6 is 5. Here is where things get a little bit, I'm going to say, annoying. So 24 divided by 3 is just a number. 6x divided by 3 is 2x. 6 divided by 3 is 2. So this is kind of the long way, but, you know, it's early or maybe it's late. We don't know. And then here I would, here, let me write this. Multiply, by 6. And then I'm going to sort of say like maybe like distribute. And then like rewrite. Right, because I had these like 2 fractions. And then now solve this linear equation. So I'm going to get rid of my 8 on both sides. 2x equals, oh dear, negative 3. Oh, this is a fraction. I don't like it when it's a fraction. That's okay though. Oops. So here I have one solution, which isn't very exciting really. And what's going on here is that I actually have like a linear line, and it's crossing another like value. So there's only one solution. So you're going to have one like that. And the distribute this part, if you want to like skip showing that step, that's totally fine. 100%. Okay, next. I never know like how much is too much. Okay, radical. So a radical is how like a square root. So I'm going to say maybe that under here square root, remember? And the square root and x squared, like these are inverses. So we've been using a square root to undo our square. Now we're going to go the other way. So again, I have my SAD map. So I want to check if there's addition or subtraction. There is. There's this plus 2. So let's get rid of that. X minus 1 equals, what is that, 3? Okay, so I did that. I do not have anything to multiply or divide. I don't have a number out front. And so what's missing in this E, which I don't like, but it's sort of the same for PEMDAS, exponent means also a radical. So that's the new part. That's why I wrote new up here. And so if I don't have an exponent, I'm looking to see if I have a radical, which we do. So the way we undo this radical is to square both sides. And you can even think about like putting parentheses here. So this is really nice because now, just like for our square roots, that inside quantity just like drops down. And here I'm just doing 3 times 3. 3 squared is 9. So now I'm going to solve. I'm going to finish this off. Plus 1, plus 1. Da, 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 da. X equals done. Yay. So same thing, I have only one solution here. Interesting. Okay, so let's say this subtract 2. Here we are going to square both sides, right? That's what we did. And then we finish solving, so add 1. And then you have your solution. Okay, so we're going to talk about these in class. So this week in class. And then we'll also talk about absolute value, but let's just do one new thing at a time. Okay? All right. Enjoy. Bye.